Psychopath, the gauge. You are guided by your moral compass. The invisible presence of your morality forms a barrier against the repugnant, a shepherd that drives you to the sun-kissed uplands of your created moral righteousness. Conscience conducts you, remorse regulates you, and guilt guarantees behavior. I understand that with such a framework, that it serves you and serves you well, and provides you with a strange comfort. The knowledge that you do right grants you a satisfaction. It is not a smug delight in being morally higher. No, that is not your way. That is reserved for those who need to showcase their apparent positioning on the moral and ethical continuum. Those that draw succor from the appreciation and acknowledgement, the admiration and the worship of others for their supposed higher moral calling. You do not belong to those individuals. I have no need of your framework, because it is redundant in my world. In this world into which you will find yourself drawn. The concept of right and wrong, good and evil, of the morally justified and the ethically sustainable are obliterated. The concepts merge together with such force as to become meaningless. With one such as I, there is no capricious application of my relevant skill set. It is brought to bear with meaning and purpose. For you may find yourself mired in moral anguish, gripped by competing forces of doing what is right, yet facing that which is hard. A test of the human condition. Tempted by the familiarity of ease, yet dogged by the burden of that engulfing regulation caused by a sense of selfishness. You enter into a moral maze and stumble, not because you are lost, but because you seek the surety of approval that you have chosen the right way through. You require the knowledge that you have done right, that you have behaved correctly, that your choice was the appropriate one. This is not the approval of others, far from it. The world sanction of agreed stamped upon your decision-making, no, not at all. You are not governed by that requirement. It is the approval of your inner judge, your all-pervading regulator, your gauge. Where I walk, there is no gauge. There is no tap on the shoulder, acting as a remonstration against certain acts. No head teacher from the school of life, offering an assembly speech of moral rigor. No, for where I go, for all of the things that I have done, and for all of the things that I am about to do, there is no need for this framework that you adhere to. The obstructions that I destroy, the confinements that I eradicate, the paths that I burn through life, the monuments that I construct, are all done without the necessity of internal judgment. For one such as I, the necessity of my existence, the internal engine that creates such a perfect, uncaring predator, is formulated on the fact that unlike you and your inner gauge, I have one. I am that gauge. I decide, I implement, and I execute, without hesitation or demurrament, the clinical application of an undefeatable and inexhaustible logic. Like 1,000 upon 1,000 armies, it marches, never stopping, never hesitating, never retreating, engulfing all that it encounters, ensuring that all are brought to heel, crushed beneath that perfect, cold, cynical logic. I am the gauge. I have created that application. And when you become tormented and hindered by yours, I have ensured that because I am that gauge, that I am that determinant of all that must be done, that I am the backdrop against which all decisions will be made, that I am the standard to which it is held, then there will never be any obstacle to my outcome. Thus, rather than be tormented or held to account, or made to feel guilty by that inner gauge in the way that you will, I have made me the gauge, and thus, as always, I prevail.